What exactly has HYBE been hiding from the public, and why did Taehyung's name suddenly take center stage just an hour after the revelation surfaced? Many thought this was just a small detail of BTS's new album process, but the more it is read, the more it feels that there is something much bigger behind it. A secret role, a silent decision, and an unexpected reaction from Jungkook that actually makes this story feel different than usual. For months, HYBE chose silence. BTS's new album was prepared very tightly, almost without any information gaps. But when the statement finally appeared, one short sentence immediately sparked a furor. Taehyung was not only involved as a performer or contributor to Ordinary Ideas. He is said to have had a creative role that has never been made public, a role that supposedly influenced the emotional direction of the album as a whole. It was at this point that fans began to wonder, why is this only now being revealed? The directions start to become clear. In previous interviews, Taehyung had made vague comments about the colors he wants to leave behind in BTS's next work. At that time, many considered it a mere expression of feelings. Now, the saying feels like a code that has finally found its meaning. The album isn't just about the music, it's about a deeper point of view, and Taehyung is at the center of it. The biggest surprise came from Jungkook. Internal sources mentioned that his reaction was not what many people imagined. Not a light laugh or a joking remark, but rather a moment's silent expression, as if digesting something completely new for him. The reaction sparked emotional speculation among the ARMY. Did Jungkook really not know the details of Taehyung's role from the start? Or did he just realize how much of an impact this album would have? This is where the emotional shock is felt. BTS is known as a group that is very open with each other in the creative process. But this revelation seems to reveal the other side, that even between them, there are still surprises that can arise at the last moment. Some fans rated Jungkook's reaction as a sign of admiration, while others saw it as a moment of reflection, as if he had just grasped the depth of his best friend's contribution. HYBE herself did not explain in detail why this role was kept secret for so long. Their statement added to the curiosity, stressing that the album will show a side of BTS that is more honest and more personal than ever. That sentence sounds simple, but for many, that's the biggest clue. If Taehyung does play a key role in shaping the album's emotions, then this work will probably feel different from anything BTS has released before. The tension was further felt when the pieces of BTS's old reactions were again highlighted. Some clips of live broadcasts, brief backstage comments, to glances that used to feel ordinary are now read with new meaning. There are moments when Taehyung seems to smile a little while discussing the recording process, while Jungkook actually chooses to be silent. At that time, no one considered it important. Now, many feel those little pieces are like clues that were deliberately left scattered. The ARMY began to speculate with mixed emotions. There is a sense of pride to see Taehyung finally recognized as having a big role, but there is also a sense of curiosity that almost hurts because the details are still kept tight. Some fans called this HYBE reveal feels like it opens a door, but only slightly, enough to make everyone want to push it wider. And amid it all, Jungkook's reaction remains the most talked about mystery. Sources close to the album process mention that Taehyung's role is closely related to the nuances of the story and emotions that BTS wants to convey this time. It's not just a matter of tone or melody, but how those feelings are strung together to feel honest. If this news is true, then it is only natural that Jungkook was surprised. He is known to be very sensitive to emotions in music, and realizing that one of the members carries such a deep layer of feelings is certainly no small thing. What makes this story even stronger is the timing of its disclosure. HYBE chose the moment when enthusiasm for the album was at its peak, as if deliberately adding one more layer of emotion before everything was really revealed. Many feel that this is not just a promotional strategy, but a recognition that is deliberately withheld so that the impact is felt even greater. Now, every little detail about BTS's new album feels more meaningful. Every word, every expression, even every silence is reread with a different point of view. Taehyung's secret role is no longer just a hidden fact, but a key that will probably change the way fans feel about this album later. And Jungkook's unexpected reaction, for some reason, made everyone even more convinced that what was to come was no ordinary work. the question still hangs, and perhaps it was deliberately left so. Will this album show a side of Taehyung that has never really come to the surface? Will Jungkook and the other members show a more honest emotional reaction when everything is finally released? Until the answer is revealed, one thing is clear. This recently opened secret has changed the way we wait for BTS's new album with a much deeper sense of curiosity than before. And precisely therein lies its greatest attraction. The more HYBE chooses to restrain the details, the greater the wave of emotions created. Many began to ask if Taehyung's role would be felt from the first song, or if it would appear slowly, hitting the listener in the most unexpected parts. Some fans even feel that this album will feel quieter, deeper, as if it invites listeners into the inner space of BTS that they have only felt themselves. Taehyung's name is now pronounced in a different tone. Not just a visual, not just a unique sound, but a figure who secretly holds the reins of emotions behind the scenes. Old phrases about loneliness, the search for meaning, and unpronounceable feelings again come to the fore. Everything feels like a puzzle piece that has finally found its place. It was as if what he would hear later was a story he had long wanted to tell. Meanwhile, Jungkook's reaction continues to be the subject of heated talk. Some see his surprise as a sign of deep respect. Others see it as a moment when he realized that this album would touch a much more personal emotional territory than before. Jungkook is known to be total in expressing feelings through his vocals, and if he is really surprised, then many believe that what he will sing later is not just a song, but a confession of feelings.